What's up, guys? Darkdally here, playing Ghost Recon Wildlands, and today I want to do, I guess, another update on Best Loadout. I've done about one of these a year, and it was, I believe, last June, I think, the last time I did one of these, and I realized that I've gotten about 40,000 new subscribers since then, so a lot of you haven't seen the how, the why, and the build that goes behind what I consider to be the best loadout. I'm going to add to this a series of videos for other situations. As I'm primarily an infiltrator, this loadout is best suited to infiltrating. I'll show you why, I'll show you all the parts that go behind it, and I'll show you some gameplay with it here. Let's do that real quick. Let's show some gameplay I did earlier where I took a base. I'm going to cut it down and clip it just to keep it short here. I ran it with mostly no HUD, so I didn't have any spotting capabilities or anything like that. I made sure to use all three weapons to their fullest, including the grenade launcher on the assault rifle. I used the sniper rifle as it's intended in this loadout, and I used the pistol as much as I could until I felt it was time to break to the assault rifle. Now, the purpose of this loadout is infiltration, being, you know, up close and personal kind of stuff. And I'll just keep showing this footage here, and so thus I have a sniper rifle which has a full auto capability and is set up for recoil, so if I'm caught in a snag and I can use it for close engagement. Also, it has a red dot sight. I've got a short assault rifle set with a compensator. It's fully loud. If I whip out the assault rifle, that means things have gotten to the point where I'm not worried about being loud, or I simply have to be. Why you run a compensator? We'll get into that. And you see here I open, and here in the video you see that I open mostly with the pistol. I use the pistol until I just believe it's no longer viable. You don't want an alert enemy soaking up 8 bullets. Alright, so let's have a look at this loadout. This is what I do consider to be the best loadout for infiltration build. Now, some of these rifles could be up for decision, especially since a year ago when I made the previous video to this, which this is updating to, some of the best weapons were not out at that time. That said, I'm still using the TAR-21. Let's have a look at it. Let's just have a look at it, guys. Alright. So here's what I'm using. The TAR-21, the Mark 14, and the 5.7 Blacklist. Now, I would actually consider the superior assault rifle in the game to probably be, and I think a lot of people are going to agree with this. I mean, everyone has their own opinion, but a lot of people are going to agree that the Mark 18, which is somewhere down this list here, is probably the best assault rifle. And here I actually have it with the same exact setup right here, because I was running it in the same capacity. Same with the Mark 16. I would also rate this up there, and I have further videos to do on this rifle. But today we're talking about, okay, so you can use whatever rifle you want, but here's the setup, and here's why. Let's have a look at the parts on my TAR-21. I've been faithful to the TAR-21 because it got me all the way through tier mode, it got me all the way through ghost mode. So here I'm going to show you the theory and the philosophy behind the build of this weapon. Again, you can substitute pretty much any rifle in its place. This one has just always earned a special place in my heart because this got me so far through the game. Let's have a look at the parts. Optics are totally up to you. The reason I run the Comp M4 is because it's got 2x magnification, so it's not too bad for close engagement. This rifle is set up for close, quick target acquisition, and really that sight can really get a target really fast, and you have 2 choices of reticles. But optics are really your choice because they really don't affect anything other than how you see the game. I choose a 50-round magazine simply because this weapon has the capability and, well, less reloading, to be quite honest. This is a heavy assault weapon, kind of in a small package is how this is set up. This shit hits the fan weapon right here. I run a grenade launcher on the underbarrel because, again, this is an SHTF weapon, but also recoil control. The best part you can put on your underbarrel for recoil control on an assault rifle, with the exception of the FAL, that is an exception. If you watch that video, you'll see why, and I may get into that later in a different video. The best you can do for your underbarrel for recoil control is the foregrip V4. The second best you can do is a grenade launcher. It's actually second only to the foregrip V4, and that's because it weights down the front of your rifle. I run a rangefinder, and that's because I'm only running a standard barrel. Let's have a look at the barrels available for the TAR-21. I'm running the shortest possible barrel. This rifle is pretty much meant to engage targets 30 meters and under. There's no reason for anything longer than the shortest possible barrel. But maybe I have to take a longer shot. That's why I run the rangefinder. This is going to compensate for a little bit of the bullet drop that I'm going to get. This is the same rifle I used when I killed the Predator. Sometimes he may appear, you know, 50, 60, 70 meters, 100 meters away, and that's going to help me with my recoil, well, not my recoil, my bullet drop. Now, why not use the laser sight? So many people are so fond of this system here. I can't say I've seen any effect of this on really any of the gameplay. It says it gives you more accuracy and handling, but what's that really mean? I mean, we can test it some more if you guys want. The main utility of this I see is in multiplayer, using night vision to and no HUD to show your other teammates where you're at. Since I generally play single player, so there's the where and the why and how of that. The compensator V2 again controls recoil. This is a pretty controllable weapon when fired on full auto. It really is. It's a pretty controllable weapon. Not to say that others aren't, but so let's move on down the line. And I want to do other best loadouts for other possible roles and scenarios. And now some of you are going to disagree with some of this, the philosophy behind it, but it does all add up. It's just it's going to depend on playstyle as well. Let's have a look at my Mark 14. This is what I've chosen. I've chosen to be my longer range engagement. As you saw in the video, when I infiltrated the base, the first thing I did was I picked off as many enemies as I could with this. Now this is the one, this is my primary suppressed weapon. This I do run suppressed. Let's have a look at the parts I have here. Now, okay, so I'm running a Mark 14. Let's start from the bottom and work up. This is my one suppressed weapon. However, even though it's suppressed, being a sniper rifle, it can still be heard from a decent amount away. A little farther than a suppressed assault rifle. I don't know the exact distance, but they're going to hear you in the next building if you fire this. So, it's still not that quiet. I'm using probably the shortest barrel I can use on it. Yeah. Now, here's the thing. Sniper rifle, you would think you want a long barrel and everything. I have ways to make up for that. Moving up to the rangefinder, same theory as the TAR-21 I have equipped. The rangefinder is going to negate a little bit of the bullet drop I get from using such a short barrel. Let's move up the list a bit to the G28 scope. This scope is famously off a little bit. Let me show you what I mean. If you don't already know, let's just get a little ways from the truck. You'll notice that when I shoot, it shoots above the crosshair. It shoots high. I don't think... Can I get far and away enough from the truck to see the effect of it? I want to get to my point without wasting too much of your time. Well, it shoots high. It shoots at the top of the crosshair. And the reason for that is because the sight on the G28 scope is zeroed in on the red dot and not the magnification scope. Not that component of it. Okay, so what's that have to do with anything? What's that have to do with bullet drop? Well, quite simply, the Mark 14 is kind of the central idea behind this build. It is suppressed. It has full auto. The rangefinder compensates for some of the bullet drop, as does the scope. Just unintentionally, incidentally, the scope, because it shoots high, means you have to adjust for less bullet drop. If you saw my first shot I took in that video I showed at the beginning of this video of me taking the base, I'll show it again real quick. That first shot, I didn't have a HUD. I couldn't tell how far the guy was. I just put my crosshair on his chest and did a little 3-round burst, and blam, he's down. It makes a nice, short, simple assault rifle kind of / sniper rifle for infiltration until shit hits the fan, and then you can swap to the TAR-21. Let's have a look at the other parts on it. I'm running the extended buttstock, even though the whole idea behind this build is infiltration, short, confrontation, quick maneuvering. The reason this has an extended buttstock is the same reason it has the foregrip V4, and that's to handle recoil control, because I run this on full auto. So that's really the quick and dirty behind this loadout. Well, I showed some gameplay of it. I explained why all the parts are there. But I run this. You can do some decent long-range suppressive fire and medium-range, decent sniper shots with this. You can tap the trigger and just pull off one shot at a time. Not really have to aim. It reloads pretty quick. It fires quick. Now let's have a look at, you also saw me using the 5.7 Blacklist. Pistol's totally up to you. I don't think any of the pistols really matter one over the other, because here's my theory with pistols, guys. The only time to use a pistol is when you're in stealth, because every pistol, the damage bar doesn't matter. None of that crap matters, because the only time you should be using a pistol is if you're in stealth. And if you're in stealth, it's going to be one-shot kills unless it's like a lieutenant or something. And by the way, in the video, if you saw me shoot that lieutenant as he was surrendering, it's because I knew there was guys up that hill, and he would have given my position away. He took 2 taps. Now, so that said, when I use the pistol, I double tap everyone just to be sure. Anyway, the point is, you should only be using it from stealth. If you're not using a pistol from stealth, if you're using it while the enemy's alert, you're doing it wrong, because I've unloaded half a magazine of this thing and still not killed the guys before. Thus, since a pistol should only take 1 shot to kill someone, it doesn't matter what pistol you use. That was a long explanation for a very short point. Sorry, guys. So I choose the 5.7 Blacklist. Choose whatever you want. Really no good reason to use this other than I like the way it looks. So there's that, guys. That's really it behind this loadout, and everyone has their own idea of what the best loadout is, but take it from someone who tests weapons on a regular basis. This is pretty darn good. That said, you could replace this TAR-21 with a Mark 16, a Mark 18, an ACR. You could replace it with an R4. There's a lot of really, really good assault rifles out there you could replace this with. I just have a fondness for the TAR-21. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching. This is the first in a few videos I'm going to be posting over the next few days on the best loadouts for possible, different situations. This is the best infiltrator loadout I've come up with, and I've been using it for well over a year and a half now, maybe 2 years now. I've been using this loadout, and it's always been my go-to. Whenever I'm doing something new, I always find myself going to this loadout. Now, I will be going to the Breakpoint preview on Tuesday in San Francisco, so I'm going to be gone from Monday through Wednesday, and I will have videos going up during that time. So I'm doing some recording now of videos, and I'm going to schedule them to go up while I'm in San Francisco. And you can bet that when I get back from that trip, I will have news on Breakpoint. Look forward to that, guys. Definitely be sure to like and subscribe, and check out the Discord link in the description below. I almost said in the Discord below. There you could submit outfits for the outfit videos. There you can get a hold of, if you want to get a hold of me, you can get a hold of one of my admins. Maybe they can put me in touch with you. And if you want to support the channel directly, there's also a nice little link down in the description below to my Patreon. Thank you guys so much for your support and for watching. I will catch you guys next time.